Alright, here's my breakfast I'm having. I'm working on this little omelet here with all my leftover IKEA veggies. I've got one hard-boiled egg which I cut up in here. And then, because I'm out of eggs, otherwise I would have just mixed it in with my egg whites. And I have 9 tablespoons of egg whites in here and half a cup of the Jimmy Dean turkey sausage crumbles. And I'm going to have 1 Extreme Wellness wrap. Okay, so this last weekend, I was inspired by a certain Mexican restaurant to make an albondiga soup, which is a meatball soup, and they used real clunky veggies. So here I'm browning some carrot chips, which I had in the fridge, and celery and onions in 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm using the IKEA meatballs because you can have 7 for I think 5 points, and it kind of brings the points down. I'm going to add some green peppers and also cauliflower instead of potatoes. And there are my meatballs. Now usually I think this kind of soup would have potatoes, but I added the cauliflower because it brings it down in carbs. And now I'm adding some zucchini. I also have, I believe I have leeks in here as well. And these are the baby zucchinis, and I got the baby ones because they cook up real tender, and so I just kept them in the good clunky pieces. Okay, so now I'm using veggie stock and bone broth because those were the types of broth I have on hand, and I'm going to simmer it. I'm also using 1½ teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And then I'm just going to cover it and simmer it for a while until all these mold together. If I'd remembered, I would have added a bay leaf, but I forgot. I'm going to have this as a snack. I've got a cup of strawberries that I picked this weekend at the farm. And I have one of these 80-calorie Greek yogurts and 2 tablespoons of low-fat cottage cheese and 2 tablespoons of Cool Whip Light up on top. So this is part of my dinner. I'm going to have this right now, kind of like a pre-dinner shake. I just got out of the gym, and so I'm going back to... It's a 2-point smoothie with 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, which means now it's a 4-point smoothie. So I've got 1 cup of cashew milk, a half of a scoop of this protein powder, 2 handfuls of spinach, a handful of fresh berries, which are organic, so I just left the tops on, a cup of ice cubes, a cup of water, and then the tablespoon of the chia seeds. And I'm going to whip that all in the blender. And I'm having basically the same thing I had yesterday, but with green beans instead. And then I'm going to have it with some of Frank's Red Hot because that goes with everything. I have here about 6 points, which is also under 300 calories. I'll figure that out. I've got an Olay wrap here. For 1 point, I've got 2 of the tablespoons of the PB Fit here for another point. I've got a teaspoon of the sugar-free syrup here, and that's going to be my sweet roll-up. And I also have some strawberry cheesecake, Greek yogurt, 2 tablespoons of low-fat cottage cheese, 2 tablespoons of light Cool Whip up here on top. So I'm also having these things, and this one is actually lactate, just to point that out. Anyway, that is what I'm having for lunch. It's also dinner time for the dog, so you might hear it's a little noisy in the background. So I have a taco salad. I've got a bed of lettuce, romaine lettuce, a 1/4 cup of refried beans, no-fat refried beans, and I have 3 ounces of this chicken pita chicken meat here, and then a 1/4 of an avocado, a tablespoon of the fat-free feta crumbles, a couple tablespoons of this chunky salsa, and I'm going to have a couple tablespoons of this Bolthouse Farms Ranch yogurt dressing. So my whole salad. Oh, and I forgot about the chips. I have 10 chips here, which is 4 points for the chia and quinoa chips. And this is a 9-point dinner salad, and it should be very satisfying. everybody. It is Friday, late afternoon, and I just wanted to check in really quick, let you know how I'm doing. I'm doing pretty good on my challenges, although yesterday my activity suffered, so I don't think that I get my check mark for that yesterday. I think my steps were rather low. They were over 8,000, but for me that's like half of what I can really normally do. So there was a lot of stressful stuff happening yesterday, and so I don't know, I just consider myself lucky that I didn't blow a gasket yesterday. But anyway, number one, first things first, I wanted to say a big congratulations to my friend Anita at Chit Chat Patty Whack, Anita J. If you are subscribed to her and you have not checked her out lately, check her out because she's got some good news. And then, oh yeah, the second thing I wanted to tell you about was, I've been I needed to pick up some bioidentical hormones, and I don't have any problem getting the progesterone, estrogen one, but for the longest time, it's been like a real bear trying to get the testosterone estriol one released and refixed, and have the doctor send it through, and it's every month it's always a big deal, and I don't know why. And finally I found out that the testosterone hormone is actually considered a controlled substance now. So I guess the way that the legalities of it is that I need to now see my doctor every 3 months in person in order to get that prescribed to me again. So I'm going to be seeing the doctor this next week, and an early part of the week, which totally messed up a trip that we had planned for months, because we had a camping trip on the beach planned for months, which is not really easy to get those reservations. And so that totally wrecked it, and then I had to cancel those because the doctor couldn't get me in earlier than that, and I'm running out of my hormones. So anyway, big to do. I don't want to get into it. It was just super frustrating yesterday, and I did find some dates after all to go camping in May. So we're going to try that, and I just hope that it's not too hot or cold or rainy, and that it's okay. But anyway, on top of that, but before I canceled those camping plans, I actually had bought tickets to Knott's Berry Farm for Sunday, which is where we were going to go before we went camping. So I still have those tickets. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a really quick trip to Knott's Berry Farm, and it's just like a one-day thing, and then come right back. Okay, so what I found out since then is that Knott's Berry Farm is having their what is it that they have? It's not a Loganberry. Boysenberry. Boysenberry Festival right now, which I think is kind of like similar to Disneyland's, their cuisine, festival that they do. And so, but boysenberries are the basis for everything. And I love boysenberries. Boysenberries are like my favorite kind of berry. So I looked at some of the foods online, and some of them look really, really good. But I don't know about, I don't know. I mean, I might try some. I've been doing really good all week. I've been staying on point, and, even now all the sugar that I had on Sunday, I've realized that I needed to go easy on myself and let myself have some, like a transition food that takes me from a lot of sugar to less, right? And so I've been allowing myself to have one of those pure protein bars like almost every day, and then also my cheesecake yogurt, which is non-fat from Light and Fit, and I put 2 tablespoons of low-fat cottage cheese in it, and then a dollop of light Cool Whip, and that always does the job. So both of those items are sweet. They take away the sweet tooth, and they give me a big dose of protein, so then I'm good for the rest of the day. And so that has really, really helped. So the only thing is that now tonight, my hubby and I are going to go see, what is the name of that movie? A Quiet Place, and we've been looking forward to that. It seems really suspenseful. I hope it's a good movie. And then we're probably going to grab something at the buffet before that. So I don't know if I really want this to be like a splurge night. I think I'm just going to kind of, taper myself, because although I only had one meal today and it was very sensible and I've been saving my calories today, that means I could let loose a little bit. But I also have this weekend in mind where the Boysenberry Festival is coming, and, we're going to be on the road again. So I want to make sure that I, taper myself a bit so that I don't feel like I've just, gone hog wild. So anyway, just wanted to let you know what's going on, and I'll take you along with us so that you can see what we're having and what we're doing. All right. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.